Good day and welcome to another episode of Diving with Don. Another episode in Nanoose Bay where we explore some of the cool things and the new things that I saw in the last 4 months. Now, not so new, hanging out with the buddies here, the buds. There's Eric, and I believe that's Pat. Yeah, critter size, average height. And in a second here you're going to see Dale. Hey Dale, what's up? And then one of our dive buddies is joining Eric in the background there. I'll come in for a closer look, and look, it might even be sea linia. I'm guessing on how large sea lions are at 8 feet, but they are so cool, so graceful. But there she is, there's sea linia. Or her sister. So cool. Hello there. Now moving right along, a cabezon. This one's a little frisky. Was actually hanging out but didn't want to move away. That's rare for a cabezon. See the spots on them? Hold that thought. But here's another lingcod. They're everywhere. They can vary in size. This one was around 2 feet. And that's a lingcod egg mat, just in case you carry what that white stuff is. So that was a male lingcod guarding it. Here's another one. Now this is not a lingcod. I thought it was at first. It's actually, I had to use my fish ID book, and it's a Pacific cod. And the distinguishing feature for this are 3 dorsal fins, which you'll see in this picture coming up. This helped us identify that it is not a lingcod. It's a Pacific cod. First time I've ever seen one, so that's a new one. Here's a juvenile yellowtail, and followed by a full size. Maybe they're related. I don't know. Isn't that gorgeous? Regular rockfish, red rockfish. And the elusive tiger rockfish. This one, usually I get tiger rockfish, but this time I got a headshot. Now look at this. I have never seen such brilliant spots on a cabezon before. I wasn't even sure it was a cabezon, but my fish ID book confirms it. And now, here's the star of this Diving with Don episode, a really brilliant, large, magnificent, giant Pacific octopus. Gorgeous. I'm not going to say much more. You're just going to enjoy this beauty as he or she hung out with us, explored, felt out to us. Eric, the octopus whisperer, was there. I do remember. This is amazing. Here it is, going up the wall, feeling for things. At least 6 feet across if you were to spread her arms out. Probably larger. Probably larger. Massive. Very photogenic critter, I must say. I don't know if you're noticing her colors, or his colors, actually change depending on where they are relative to their surroundings. It's hard to tell with all the camera lights and things, but they do change colors. Lots of photos, as you can tell with the flashes. We think this is 3 months later. This might be the same octopus, but this time it was snoozing. Really wasn't moving. Eyes are almost closed there. Wasn't really moving. Now, we didn't poke it or prod it. Right, we did not. But eventually it started moving a little bit, and then was more or less saying, I've had enough. I'm going to leave you guys now. Have a good day. Yeah. Now we're moving on to a familiar face. Gramps. Here he is, our favorite geriatric wolf eel. We're feeding him a bit of sea urchin there. But here, coming up, is going to be the cool part, because every year Gramps has a girlfriend. Mrs. Gramps, we call her. This dive is no exception, and if you see tucked away behind Gramps, there she is. Isn't that cool? Gramps is big, 6 to 8 feet we figure. Here's another younger wolf eel. I think it's at Madrona Point. Bluish turning gray. Ah, a swimming scallop. You don't see many of those very often that are actually swimming, but there it was. Sun stars. Here's a sun star. They're coming back. There was a blate on them 2 or 3 years ago. We counted 3 of them at Madrona Point very recently. Oh yes, I have to show you once again a cute little buddy in oak leaf. This is a candy striped shrimp. My camera is not really good at focusing. As you can see, he gets a little bit out of focus. Focus comes back in. That's so cute. And it's only 1 inch, 2.5 inches across. Very small. Maybe even smaller. Here's a nudibranch hanging out with his buddy, the fish, the little orange fry of some sort. They're having a nice chat there, you can tell. A bit of a bigger one, cruising along the bottom. I'm getting telling the head from the tail here, and that's obviously the head on the left is moving along. The Godzilla of nudibranchs. You see him rearing up there. Look at this. These guys are big. They're cruising along the bottom. Aren't they gorgeous? I think this was oak leaf again, but I'm not positive. Just wow. Stunning. Once in a while, we see jellyfish. Right now, there are not many of them. A lot of small ones. This was a bit bigger. An egg yolk. I think it's a juvenile egg yolk. And in the shallows, we get our perch, our ocean perch, our sea perch. This is no exception. What we're going to get onto now in the shallows, and I think this is an oak leaf again, are these tube snouts. I thought I was incorrectly calling these pipefish, but these are tube snouts. Aren't they neat looking? They're about 4 or 5 inches long. Now there's these strange orange things that come out of them once in a while, and I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody can tell me. In this next scene you'll see them. Look carefully. Look at that. Yellow, orangey yellow thing. There's another one. Thousands of these little guys, these juvenile fish. Look at that. It's hard to believe once again that we're not in the tropics when you see a scene like this. A decorator crab. You don't see many of these guys. You see more of the next one, which are just regular crabs. Look, here is there. We had some very bad visibility recently, and you can see all the particulate matter in the water around this guy. And a little bit more with these guys, these striped slugs, no, striped nudibranchs. Aren't they cool? Haven't seen many of these either. I believe this is one of the first times I saw one. Yeah. A red gunnel. You rarely see these. We just saw these yesterday at Cotton Point in the shallows. Isn't that cute? And one of my favorite critters, the grunt sculpin. Haha, it's so cute. This one's not too active, but we're getting near the end of my video, so I ended with one of my favorite cuties. And there's a grunt sculpin. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Diving with Don. As always, stay tuned. In 2 or 3 months, there'll be another one, but I hope you enjoyed the variety of critters we get here in Nanoose Bay. Cheers.